Today, Breeze Airways announced a $200 million new round of funding for its expansion plans. Joining me now, Phil LeBeau is with the CEO of Breeze Airways, David Neeleman. Welcome to you both. Phil?
Kelly, thank you very much. David's joining us from the Breeze headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah. David, we talked about the $200 million that you just announced in a fundraising. Tell us what that money's going towards. Will you be adding even more aircraft to your order list already? Because you're already on the books for 60 Airbus A220s.
Yes. I think there's just a lot of opportunities right now in the aviation business. We're flying the Embraers right now, and we're seeing those planes are very inexpensive. So we'll use that capital to, possibly buy some additional airplanes, spare parts, spare engines, just all things to drive down our costs even lower than they already are, to make us more efficient. And just also to send a message, this is a very competitive business, and sometimes very predatory, and just to send a message to our competitors, we're here to stay. I raised $135 million to start JetBlue, and so $300 million to start Breeze is really amazing, and it's going to set us up for many, many years to come.
David, have you noticed any impact on passenger levels or on bookings and cancellations as COVID and the Delta variant have spread increasingly around the country? I mean, what are you looking at for booking levels for the fall?
We were down a little bit. We ran a sell this last week, and we're up 20%, week over week. So, the business can be stimulated. I was in London this past weekend on the JetBlue inaugural to Heathrow, and I was really heartened to see London was back to normal after a Delta variant. And so we're already seeing, some peaks in the Delta variant. So we're really hopeful that by the fourth quarter, things will really start trending down again, just like they have in India and England. So, the future is really bright. We're really excited with this new investment, and we're off to a great start.
What about vaccinations? Are you requiring that everybody at Breeze be vaccinated?
We're not, but we're asking that if you're not vaccinated, you wear a mask to the office. And we are requiring vaccinations for new hire people who come to work for us. But for those that were hired before, we're not requiring that you're vaccinated, but we'll ask you to wear a mask. And if you've been vaccinated, of course, no mask required, because we really believe in the science.
David, you alluded to raising $135 million to start JetBlue back in the day. So this is not your first rodeo, and everybody knows that. How does this market compare in terms of looking for additional funding for starting up an airline to what you've seen over the last 20 or 30 years?
It helps to have a track record. I think it was a pretty big accomplishment to get $135 million for JetBlue back 22 years ago. But since then, I've done Azul, and Azul's been tremendously successful in Brazil. It's the largest airline in Brazil now, incredible success. And so BlackRock and Knighthead are both investors in Azul, and so they know our management team, they know me well, and so that certainly makes it a lot easier to grow. And then our business plan, it's amazing. There's so many markets that don't have nonstop service, and we're able to generate 10 times the amount of traffic, increase these market sizes by 10 times by offering. We can get people there twice as fast for half the price, and our customers love it. I was reviewing some NPS scores today, and customers are loving flying on Breeze. So it really is great for our future.
Quickly, David, we're showing a route map for you guys right now. When we talked to you in May, the day of your first flight, you said, hey, look, if the big boys want to come after us in a certain market, we'll just pick up our planes and go somewhere else. Has that happened in any of the markets that you have launched with?
No, not at all. The markets are there. And like I said, if we take 10% from them of what we're flying, probably not. And so they're seeing that we're not affecting that. We're just generating traffic. So we haven't seen, any kind of competitive response that way at all, which now with $300 million in the bank, it's certainly not going to go out of their way to come after us when they're not even in those markets anyways.